This video will cover the topic, writing an equation of a line given its slope and y-intercept. Let's begin by reviewing what the slope of a line is. The slope of a line, represented by the letter m, is a numerical value representing how much the y value changes with respect to the x value. So if the slope of a line is 2, the y value would increase by 2 every time the x value changes by 1. This can be understood more clearly when we remember that every number can also be written as itself divided by 1. Using this, we can represent the slope as the change in y over the change in x. We can use the same method to evaluate slopes in fractional form. Let's take, for example, a slope of 3 over 5. This slope represents an increase of 3 units in the y direction every time the x value increases by 5. This relationship between x and y can be described by saying that the y value at a given x value is equal to that given x value multiplied by the slope. So if we use a variable m to represent the slope, y would be equal to m times x. This means we can write an equation for a line as y equals m times x as long as it passes through the origin.
What happens when a line doesn't pass through the origin?
If a line doesn't pass through the origin, it will pass through another point on the y-axis whenever x is equal to 0. This point is called the y-intercept, represented by the letter b. We add b to the equation when a line does not pass through the origin to get the equation for a line in the form y equals m times x plus b. This form of writing the equation for a line is called the Slope-Intercept Form. Let's go ahead and try out a practice problem. Here we have a problem asking us to write the equation for a line with a slope of -4 and a y-intercept of -1. Remember that slope-intercept form is written as y equals m times x plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. In this specific problem, m will equal -4 and b will equal -1. Knowing this, we can substitute our values for m and b into our equation.
So the final form would be y equals -4x minus 1.
That's exactly right. Let's try one more problem. Problem 2 asks us to write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with slope 4 over 7 and y-intercept 8. Using the same method as before, we will take note that m equals 4 over 7 and b equals 8. We can now substitute our values for m and b into the slope-intercept form equation.
So our equation in slope-intercept form for a line with a slope of 4/7 and y-intercept of 8 would be y equals 4/7 times x plus 8, right?
That's exactly right.
So, just to clarify, in order to get the equation of a line, we can use the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. We then replace m with the slope, and replace b with the y-intercept.
Exactly.